Alright, everyone, welcome to episode number 30 of Everyday Thoughts, and let's get straight into it. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the so called craftsmanship model, which is, I think, a very good model to reevaluate, or just in general evaluate the importance of things. And so, basically, what it says is to stop only looking at the positives of a tool or of something in general, but to evaluate the pros and cons and have a conclusion that basically then decides if something is positively impactful, has close to no impact, or is negatively impactful. And what you should try to aim for is to use only tools, also counts for social media, which is only or like mostly positively impactful for your life. Cut out all the negatively impactful things, and you'll have a better quality of life. And then what I also think is really important is actually how deceptive our emotions are. So what you can look at is basically, I think the best example is anger, for example. You can be angry on somebody because somebody told you a story about them that they did something, and in the end it turns out that they didn't do the thing, and you were angry at them all the time, even though the anger was completely unjustified. And then most of the time you're gonna be in guilt, and you're gonna be thinking to yourself, how was I so angry at this person when all that was said wasn't even true? So what I'm trying to say is that emotions aren't fully you can't fully rely on them. And so basically what I'm trying to say is emotions aren't fully accurate depictions of reality, and they can be quite false. And so try to always think as logically as you can. And then revealed preferences of a person most of the time aren't the actual preferences or actions they're going to take. So I think the best example of this is I think Abby paradox it's called. Shout out Chris Williams. Extremely good example is that very smart, even smart people in a group setting can become quite idiotic and do idiotic things because they think it's acceptable, because the other people think it's acceptable. So basically, you might think something else, but because you think that the group thinks it's acceptable, even if it doesn't, but everyone thinks that the other person thinks it's acceptable, you do it anyway. And then, is something useful? If you're saying something, is it useful, or is it true? So basically, I think a great example is just example politicians. I'm not getting political on this channel, but just an example would be most politicians probably don't say the truth directly, but say sort of a twisted narrative to be more outcome based than to actually tell the truth, since the outcome is what matters in the end. And a lot of times, it's probably even better to have a outcome based statement instead of a fact based statement, because you're not gonna hurt somebody's feelings, or it's just more fit for a situation or something else. So always try to as well reflect on if you're actually saying the truth, or if you're saying something just because it benefits you. And yes, that is basically it. It's a bit short video today, but it doesn't matter. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll